Hey guys, I'm so excited to be filming another video for you. This one's gonna be a little personal, but what else is this channel for? This one is gonna be all about my diagnoses. How do you say that plurally? I'm not sure. But anyway, it'll be all about those and everything, how they tie together or how they don't tie together. I don't know. We'll see where this video takes us. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at my phone. I do have a list on here of all of them because there are a few. So yeah, let's get started. So I guess my main diagnosis is bipolar disorder. Whether or not that's bipolar 1 or 2, my psychiatrist has yet to determine. I'm sure my therapist has her opinions, but at this time she is not diagnosing me. It's my psychiatrist. So the relationship with my psychiatrist is very new. I've only seen her a couple times. She's a great lady. She's very down to business, and I think that's awesome. And as these times move forward, she'll get to know me more and be able to diagnose me properly with an educated diagnosis. And I think that's very important, and I think it's important to make sure that you find a doctor that does that for you. So my current other diagnoses are borderline personality features. So this is, although I have not been diagnosed with the disorder completely, that's not to say it's off the table. It's just something we haven't discussed, and it may evolve more. Right now I have borderline personality features. I have abandonment issues. I'm very impulsive. I don't know, I have risky behavior, you know, things like that. My mood changes very quickly. Not my mood. It's hard to separate mood in bipolar disorder to mood in borderline personality disorder because they're totally different. So with bipolar disorder, there's longer periods of low or high mood. But with borderline, within those time frames for me, my happiness or sadness can change in a second, if that's the best way to explain it. It's not whether or not I'm manic or depressed, it's happy or sad. So within those regulated emotions, it's changing very rapidly, I guess is what you could say. So the next diagnosis that I have is OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder, and this comes along with intrusive thoughts. Obsessive compulsive disorder for me looks like driving certain ways to get to places, going to the same places, parking in the same parking spots, eating the same food, eating from the same plate on the same side with the same fork every night, making my coffee in specific ways. And they have diagnosed me with severe OCD because this affects my daily life in many ways, almost all the time, almost constantly. So with that being said, we'll move on. So the next one is not generalized anxiety. Well, I guess we'll go with that. The next one is generalized anxiety disorder. I just feel anxiety in my day-to-day life, whether it's when I wake up or just throughout the day. Like, something's bound to make me anxious. That's just how it is. Along with the generalized anxiety, I also have social anxiety. And the one thing that's crazy is you wouldn't know I have social anxiety because the way I am in the videos, or the way I think I am in the videos, is the exact same way I am in life. But being in a new place is so scary for me and so anxiety provoking, and going anywhere new without anyone is so anxiety provoking. And you know, I like to be around the same people consistently because that gives me less anxiety. Being around people in general gives me anxiety, don't get me wrong, but being around similar people, or familiar people I should say, really helps me. I also have panic disorder, so it's not as prevalent in my day-to-day life now as it was a few years ago. But this looks like panic attacks once or twice a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. For me it's less now, but I still feel a panic in my chest, like right here. I can still feel a panic, and it's different than anxiety, for me anyway. Those two terms for me are very different, and so it's prevalent in my day-to-day life, but it doesn't take over my day-to-day life, I guess I should say. So the next disorder on here is post-traumatic stress disorder. And I had a really hard time dealing with this diagnosis when it came about. It's relatively new. Because you think of people who have PTSD as going to war, or people that have been severely abused as children, or, you know, things like that. And while my childhood was not necessarily great, and there are definitely traumas, I still feel like it's very relevant to say that PTSD happens in people that haven't gone to war, that haven't experienced horrific world-ending traumas, but little traumas, big traumas, it doesn't matter. If you're having nightmares or flashbacks or any of that, you probably have PTSD, and that's something that I deal with. I deal with flashbacks and anxiety and night sweats. It's gross, but it's true. And nightmares and all of these horrific things. And, you know, I'm not here to compare traumas, and I'm not here to put my traumas on the internet, but it's very real, and it's very hard. It's very hard. The last one I want to touch on, or the last one that I have been diagnosed with, is attention hyperdeficit disorder. Let me make sure I read that right. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, better known as ADHD. I just don't have the motivation, and I get distracted very easily. So when I'm doing a task, I'm here, I'm there, I'm doing 10 tasks at once, and that's not healthy for my bipolar disorder, because that pushes me manic. So for me, I have to take medication to help with my ADHD so that I don't push myself manic, and so that I'm in a more controlled mood setting. So yeah, I guess that's everything. That's all my disorders. That's the Akko Taco in my brain. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little raw, it's a little real, it probably won't be cut too much. So I hope you like it. I hope that you guys are staying safe and staying healthy, and I will see you in my next video. And don't forget to subscribe and like and comment. Yeah, have a great day. Bye guys.